morning, and thank you for joining me, Coach Mike, on your Monday morning. When I started my coaching practice more than 9 years ago, I interviewed a lot of coaches around the country just to get a feel if I was making the right decision or not. And as I was going through my interviewing process, there was one coach that stood out. She was one of the top coaches in the nation. Her name was Heather. Really impressed me. And actually speaking to her, she was one of the people that really gave me the confidence to take this leap of faith. Now, the first year in business was very, very difficult for me, unfortunately. 7 months in, I had a brother that committed suicide. And it really unraveled me. I was really lost. However, about 2 years later, I reached out to that coach that I originally spoke to that gave me the confidence. I called her up in something totally different, just a question I had. And when I called her up and she picked up the phone, the first thing she said to me was, "Where the hell have you been? I haven't heard or seen you for over a year." And I explained, well, I had a challenge my first year and I was in a bad place and I didn't want to bother you. And when I said that, she lit me up like a Christmas tree. She goes, "What? You're in a bad place and you're afraid to bother me? You have my cell number, right?" "Yes." "Well, you need something, you call me. I don't care if it's 2:30 in the morning. I've got your back. You get that?" When I remember that, I get chills just thinking about it. A person that I maybe spoke to 3 times max, that I've never really got to know, that would authentically put herself out there for me to let me know that I needed somebody, she was there for me. Wow. And I made a commitment that day to show up in that manner for my clients, to let them know that I have their back no matter what, as long as they show up in a manner that they earned the right and made a commitment in themselves to let me have their back. Think about that in an organization. Everyone from top to bottom that has each other's back. And here's something else I'd like to share. I went to a group networking event a while back. It's a Wednesday afternoon for lunch. And one of the gentlemen came up to me and says, "How you doing, Mike?" I said, "Awesome." He goes, "Really?" I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You can't always be awesome, Mike." "Why not?" He goes, "Well, you got to have a bad day sometime." I said, "Oh, I do." And he goes, "Well, you would never know it." I said, "You're right. You would never know it." And I explained that I don't vent across or vent down. I vent up. I have the Lord, my God, my universe. I have my band of brothers on Friday, my Bible study group, and I have my coaches to get my stuff out with. I vent up so I can get it all out, get clear, get back on my A game so I can be there for my clients and everybody else. And that's the same way you need to be. If you're a leader of an organization, you can't go into your office and complain to your team that you're having a bad day. Honestly, they really don't want to hear it. You vent up to your mentors, the people that you confide in, the people that have your back, so you can get back on your A game for everybody else. So I ask you, who's the person that has your back, that has the authenticity to be there for you no matter what, to say what needs to be said to get you back where you need to be so you can be on your A game? In addition, whose back do you have? Because once you're getting it, you want to filter it down so everybody knows they have somebody that they can rely on no matter what. So hopefully today I gave you something to think about, because none of us can do it alone. And knowing there's somebody in your corner that has your back, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And it keeps you level, keeps you on your A game, and it keeps you striving forward to be your best, to make your organization best, to make your team the best, so you can show up as your best day in and day out. I want to thank you for joining me, Coach Mike, on your Monday morning. I want to wish you a productive, profitable week. Go care.